Welcome in the kitchen, everyone. I'm so glad you're here and you stopped by to join me. We're just going to have something simple tonight. I'm going to fry us up a little piece of chicken and I'm going to fix a side dish. That's what I want to show you all. This is something my mama used to make and it is so good, and it's just a twist on your traditional mac and cheese. And no, I don't use a bunch of cheeses. No, I don't use a box of macaroni and cheese. I use my tomato puree that I made canned with you all back in the summer. Macaroni noodles, Velveeta cheese, butter, and seasoned salt. First of all, we are going to cook our macaroni noodles. And in this pot, I have some water. Can y'all see my pot? Turn y'all around. Now you can see my pot. There you go. See down in my pot, I've just got some water. It's not boiling yet because I just turned it on. Y'all, my allergies are bothering me. This is just the end of February. And our trees are putting out and budding. And that is not a good thing because you know what? I've lived long enough to know that Mother Nature will come back and bite them in the butt. And she will. She will take them all out. To keep this from boiling over, I'll show you this every time I boil something. Take you some butter and run it around the top edge of this pot. Just like this. And if your pot's already hot, it'll just melt it, and that's fine too. You don't have to smear it like I did, but that will keep your pot from boiling over. Whether you're cooking potatoes or pasta or oatmeal or grits or whatever, anything that has a tendency to boil over, run you a ring of butter around the top of that pot. It works. I promise you all, it works. It works every time. I'll be back here in just a minute. First, let me ask y'all to do something for me. Hit the subscribe button. I've been gone for a while. I know. I've been caring for my mother-in-law who was ill, and she has passed on. And I'm trying to get back into it. I need subscribers, you all. So the more subscribers and the more times you share this, the more subscribers I'm likely to get. Please subscribe for me. I only hit it one time. If you hit it again, you unsubscribe. So if you're subscribing every video, you keep going on and off and on and off and on and off. So you just need to subscribe one time, and then the next time you hit that, it should come up and it should tell you you're already subscribed. Subscribe for me. Watch all the way to the end. That is a huge help, and you never know what kind of mess I'm going to make or what kind of trouble I'm going to get into here in this kitchen, because I do. I make messes. I spill things, and y'all, it's real. This is a kitchen that I cook in every day. And I don't have somebody to come behind me and clean up messes. I am not a professional. I am just a mama that cooks. So this water is coming up to temperature. I did not salt this water because I'm going to add seasoned salt in the end. And you do not want it too salty. And you can do that very easily because there's a lot of salt in this Velveeta cheese. So first we're going to cook our macaroni. We're not going to cook it completely done. We're going to cook it just kind of al dente, which is probably about 5 minutes. It'll usually tell you on your package. This says 8 minutes. So this will boil for about 8 minutes. At the end of that 8 minutes, I'm going to pour most of the water off and pour my tomatoes on to continue it cooking. That's the trick. So as soon as this comes up, I'm going to dump that macaroni in there, and I'll be back when I get the macaroni cooked, okay? Okay, our water's boiling, and I'm going to add this macaroni noodles in there. See how it's steaming way up there? All right, there's our 1 pound of macaroni noodles. Now then, I'm going to let this boil and cook for about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, then I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, macaroni is just about done. You can see I even had to add more water to this, but it's just, all the water's just about evaporated out and cooked into the pasta. So I'm going to take this over here and I'm going to drain it. Now I'm going to put it right back in this pot. Okay. I just drained the water out of that for the most part. It still has just a little bit. Now then, this is one of our smaller pint jars of tomatoes that we, like I said, we canned them back in the summer. If I can find one of my little openers. And y'all, I've got 3 or 4 of these little things, but I can't seem to keep up with them. Well, let me see if I can just do it with a, maybe there's one in, here's one. There's one in that drawer. All right, there we go. Cheer it pop. All that can of tomatoes right in there, just like that. Just like that. This is going to be oh so deliciously yummy. This one you do not put any milk in. We are going to put about a half a stick of butter, which would be about 4 tablespoons. This is salted butter, which is fine. Just like that. All that good butter off of there. Alrighty. Now then, I've got about 10 ounces, 8 to 10 ounces, something like that, of Velveeta cheese. I'm going to turn this down on low. We're going to let all this just come together and just get so ever happy. And we are going to put some of this seasoned salt. Maybe a teaspoon. About a teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon. That is just to taste, you all. Y'all need to taste it and see. But all that cheese will melt. And this will be oh so yummy goodness. I've got my chicken over here frying. I've got it turned way down on low because I do not want it to burn or over brown. I'll give it a quick stir or flip here. Right like that. I'll have to make some gravy. My youngin' loves gravy. So I'm going to show y'all how I make my chicken gravy here too in this video. We'll just get this supper together here in just a minute. It won't take us long at all. And we'll be ready to eat. Let me grab me out a plate here to put this chicken on. Some of it needs to stay just another minute. That's okay. All right, we'll let that cook another minute. Stir this. Look how pretty that looks. It's kind of an orangey color with those tomatoes and all that cheese. And I'm getting ready to taste it and see if it needs more salt or more of anything. Does not need more of anything. It could use a few more tomatoes because it does need to cook just a little bit longer. I'll put just a little more salt. I said it didn't need anything here. I'm adding more to it. A little more salt, and it does need to cook just a little bit more. Those noodles do. Alrighty, I'm gonna add a few more tomatoes for it to cook with. I don't know that I'll add this whole pint because you can get it overly soupy. I just want it all to incorporate in there and cook that macaroni just a little bit more. Okay. This is not your average mac and cheese, but it's good for a change. We don't eat it all the time, neither do we eat plain mac and cheese. So seasoning is good. I added about a teaspoon of that salt, about a whole teaspoon. When I added the tomatoes, I added the ones that we'd canned. If all you've got is a store-bought can of tomatoes or a store-bought can of tomato puree, use it. It'll be good. I promise. If you don't want the tomatoes and all you've got are tomatoes and not tomato puree, throw them in your food processor or chop them up by hand to make them smaller. That's all you have to do. And I promise you all will love this. This will be one of your new favorite side dishes because it is phenomenal. This chicken is done. Go ahead and pull it off. And y'all, we're going to use this oil that's right here in this skillet. That's all about chicken. Let me grab us out some milk. Let me see if it's still good. It was last night. Let's see if it's still good. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, that's still cooking. Now then, I am going to add just a little bit of butter to that, just to give it a little extra flavor. There we go. That's just a couple of tablespoons of butter. I see this flour right here. This is where I put my chicken, and I floured my chicken with that chicken butter flour I've showed you all I use. This is not the gluten-free. This is just the regular that I buy at the store. I just toss all that flour right in there. All that off my hands. Now then, we're going to cook this down. We're just going to let it cook until it browns good, but we don't want it to burn. Okay? Here's what I'm looking for. You want to get it all just like this. You just want it all that flour and oil and butter and all the good flavor up off the bottom of that skillet, which that will bring every bit of that up in a minute. You can make water gravy. If you all do not like a milk-based gravy, do it the same way, but put water in it. My mama always made milk gravy. I tend to almost always make a milk gravy. Sometimes I'll make a water gravy with my chicken or pork chops or something, but that's a rarity. I must always make a milk gravy. And you just want this to cook because you want it to get good and brown, but you do not want it to burn. So like I said, you need to have it down on low. Okay, and our macaroni is cooking up here. Those extra tomatoes, I may just put a few more in there. I'll just add the whole thing. How's that? And that will just cook in there. It will it will be so lovely. My mama used to take this to potlucks and she'd fix it like this. And then she'd put it in her crock pot and take it and plug that crock pot in. And there wouldn't be a bite left. If you wanted to eat, you had to get in the first of the line or there wouldn't be any of that left. See how this is just bubbling up? That's what you want it to do. Just bubble up there real nice. I'll try to wipe up some of this flour where I've made a mess. Y'all know I make messes all the time in this kitchen. I'm constantly making a mess. Something I need to clean up. I know. Put these over here in my sink with my dirty dishes. All right, let's taste it now with those extra tomatoes. I bet it just gave it a little more tomato. I could just eat that, y'all. I wouldn't even have to have any chicken. See how this is just kind of on medium low and it's just kind of browning a little bit? There we go. That's browning good. I'm just going to let it continue to brown. And our macaroni's doing good. I'm going to let that just sit there and keep cooking a little bit more. Get those noodles real tender. You want to keep it pulled up off the bottom of your pot because it will burn and it will scorch. So you do not want to turn this up on high. You want to leave it at a low temperature because it will stick. See how this is just getting a little more brown. The browner it is, the more flavor you have. Y'all, my nose is running like crazy. It's these allergies. Alrighty. I'm getting ready to put some milk in this gravy and call it a night and say, let's eat. You think my boys will be ready to eat with me? I think they will be. My little boy, my little big boy, loves gravy. Loves gravy, loves gravy, loves gravy. All right. Now this time I am going to turn it up just a little bit to medium high because I'm going to add the milk and that's going to cool it way off. But see how pretty and brown that is? I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm going to bring it over here. All right. Can y'all see how pretty and brown that is? That's just a beautiful brown. Real brown gravy there. I'm just going to add some milk, white water, milk to that. And you can add half milk, half water, all milk, all water, whatever you want to do. If you've got chicken broth, you can make it with chicken broth even. That works too. But you need a liquid. Now then, I'm going to take this out, put it over there, and I'm going to get out my whisk. Because I like to whisk my gravy. Because then if you've got any lumps, it will whisk them out. Turn this up so it'll start to boil. All right, y'all, I used a whole quart of tomatoes in this with this whole pound of macaroni and 10 ounces of Velveeta cheese and a teaspoon of seasoned salt. Okay? That's what's in this pot right here. And I am telling you, it is so good. I don't think we'll have to add anything to our gravy. But once it comes out and starts boiling and starts getting thick, then I'll taste it. Nope, I believe it'll be fine. I'm going to add a little bit more milk because it's going to get thick fast. There we go. Where's our lid to the milk? Right here it is. Alrighty, I believe I can call my boys to supper, y'all. This is so good. We're going to have us a good old country supper. Look how pretty that gravy is. No lumps. So I'm going to taste this for salt and pepper. Does not need one thing. It is delicious. That's because there was salt and pepper seasonings in my flour. Alrighty, here's our macaroni. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? I love it. I'll bring y'all down so you can look at it real close. Yum, yum, yum. Look at that. Look at that meal on that stove. We've got macaroni and cheese, tomatoes, fried chicken, and homemade gravy. And I know I should have made homemade biscuits, but tonight I'm doing well. To get this on the table, I'm going to do some breads with you all here soon. And start down that journey for a little bit. We've got lots of things I want to do. So I'm trying to get back into it rather than, I believe we need a little more milk. It's getting kind of thick, y'all. And if it gets thick on you, just add a little more milk or water. I've got this milk that needs to be used, so I'm using all milk tonight, so we don't waste it. All right. So that's going to be all for this one. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment. Ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. And that'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.